I never imagined betrayal would sound like a compliment. But when my mother said, "We tried to combine the celebrations so no one feels left out," I knew the lie was aimed straight at my stability. My name is Adam. I'm 31, the middle child, and the family's designated fixer. My life smells like chlorine and sunscreen. I coach swimming at a community pool. I'm married to Sarah, a pediatric nurse who keeps trail mix in her pocket and a spine of steel under a soft sweater. We rent a small apartment with a view of a loading dock in San Diego. In my family, I'm the steady one. The translation? The guy who silently pays the bills while everyone else performs. My older sister, Veronica, is the star drama kid turned lifestyle entrepreneur. She can sell a room on a mood and make you apologize for not clapping louder. My parents, Eleanor and George, orbit her opinions like planets. If Veronica says it's day, it's day. If she says it's night, Dad dims the lights. Our first anniversary fell on a Saturday. Mom texted, "Don't make plans tonight. Surprise for your first anniversary. Dress nice." A small dumb part of me still believed they'd pick me without a bill attached. We arrived at the romantic Coral Bistro at 6. Fairy lights, a quartet warming up, candlelight bouncing off glass. A wooden easel at the entrance had white calligraphy, V+M, Veronica, and Marcus, celebrating 5 magical years again. I stared at the sign. Mom appeared from the patio, all bracelets and bright lipstick. "Over here," she sang. "You look handsome, honey." Sarah's hand slid into mine. "I thought this was for us." Veronica drifted out in white silk. "We decided to redo our 5th anniversary," she said, like announcing a national holiday. "The first time we didn't get the party I deserved. Long story. Mom said a romantic dinner for our first." I pointed at the sign. Mom tilted her head, all pity. "We tried to combine the celebrations so no one feels left out. Sharing is caring." She said it like a kindergarten teacher. Dad clapped my shoulder. "Buddy, it's one night. Your sister needs this." "Let her have her moment. It's our anniversary," I said. "That's literally our moment. They are celebrating 5 years. We are celebrating 1. Veronica rolled her eyes. "Can have a table inside. We have the garden and the quartet." "Oh, don't touch the macaron tower. It's part of the aesthetic." The quartet launched into something sparkly. A waiter pressed flutes into our hands. Veronica lifted hers. "Everyone, a toast," she beamed, treating us like props. To real love, to showing up, to celebrating properly this time. I caught Sarah's eyes. She raised an eyebrow like, "You okay?" Then Mom leaned in, voice sweet and sharp. "Don't ruin this for your sister, Adam. Don't make a scene." My ears rang. I set my glass down. The lump in my throat felt like a brick. The quartet swelled. People cheered. I looked at the sign again, saw the little gold heart over the word again, and something inside me snapped quiet and clean. We stayed 15 minutes. We posed for 1 photo. Then I took Sarah's hand, set my untouched champagne on a tray, and walked out through the fairy lights. No scene, no speech. Just leaving. We split a milkshake at a diner 2 blocks away. Sarah smirked. "Well, that was educational." "Yeah," I said, finally breathing. Class dismissed. The world didn't end. It felt like air. I didn't know it then, but that was the first real lap in a race I should have started years ago. The story was older, written in 1,000 tiny lines. "Can you grab this? Just this once. You're better with money. I liked being depended on." Usefulness felt a lot like love. When I got a job lifeguarding at 16, Dad hugged me, said he was proud, then asked if I could spot the electric bill, just this once. I did. Then the water, then the car insurance. My college was the same song, different verse. I stayed local and commuted. Veronica went out of state with a glittery send-off party when she married Marcus. Mom handed me a spreadsheet labeled Wedding Overflow, pointing to honeymoon upgrade. I handed over resort credit. Marcus winked. "Return on investment, bro." I laughed like it was a joke, but the laughter was becoming brittle. After our wedding, the ask got louder. "You two have dual income," Mom said. Veronica texted, "Marcus's business got squeezed. We just need $5,000 afloat. Family rate, no interest." I kept floating, choosing relief. The quiet that comes right after you give in. A hairline crack appeared 6 months before the anniversary. The HOA emailed me about a check I'd apparently written for my parents' fence. Mom had forged my signature on a closed account. I called her, shaking. "You forged my signature on a closed account." "Don't be dramatic," she replied, her voice icy. "You're making a scene about ink. We needed the speed. You're making this about control." That night, I told Sarah I felt sticky inside my own life. You can say no, she said. And then you can keep saying no when they pretend they didn't hear you. I started. I said I can't cover Marcus's truck repair. I said I'll drive Dad to the specialist. I won't pay the copay. Dad went quiet and then said, "Don't punish us because you married a nurse. She doesn't understand family." Veronica called me selfish in the group chat, but no, started to fit. It felt weird, like wearing shoes I forgot I owned. 2 weeks after the bistro, Mom invited us to Sunday roast, clean slate with 3 sparkles. I smelled the trap. We went because old habits die like villains. The table was crowded. My chair had a place card that said, "Adam, our rock." Mom opened a folder. "We're doing a family plan," she said brightly. "Pooling resources, proportional contributions. No one suffers alone." There was their mortgage, overdue utilities, Dad's surgery estimate, Veronica's inventory investment in a line called Bridge for Marcus. A column with my name had numbers circled like targets. I looked at Sarah. She gave me a tiny nod, not a warning, but permission. I said no. Veronica made a noise like a laugh caught in a cough. "You didn't even read it. You don't care." "I don't need to," I said. "My answer is no." Dad set the carving knife down slow. "Watch your tone in my house. You owe us respect." I took my phone out. I had a folder of screenshots and printed bank statements. 12 years of just this once stacked like bricks. "This is what I've covered," I said quietly, reading from the screen. Electric, water, copays, parking tickets, 3 urgent care visits, a tire, another tire, the overdraft fees on the joint account Mom added me to without asking and then called it a gift. Cousin Ellie's eyes got wide. Aunt Carol cleared her throat. Mom crossed her arms. "Family doesn't itemize. You're embarrassing us." "Family doesn't forge signatures," I replied. "Family doesn't sabotage their own son." Marcus snorted. "You think you're a saint because you teach kids to float. Nobody owes you a trophy, coach." "I'm done," I said, calm even. The anger was gone, replaced by terrifying clarity. No more money, no more cosigns. "I love you, but I am not your bank. I won't be your ATM." Dad stood. His face flushed a dark red. "If you walk out that door, you don't walk back in. You throw away your family." Sarah stood too. "We'll send a change of address," she said, soft as a knife. Veronica shrieked. "You can't do this. I'm relaunching in the spring. I need my initial investment." "You need to learn," I said. "I'm not your safety net." I opened the door. "I already took it," I said, and we left. No contact was loud at first. 1,000 phantom pings your brain kept hearing. I muted the group chat. I called the bank and changed every password. Work got bright. I launched a Saturday Stroke Tweaks clinic that sold out. I created a scholarship fund for kids who couldn't afford lessons. A local sports store offered to sponsor me. I asked for discounted goggles for every scholarship kid instead. 2 years after the bistro, my kids swam a charity relay. The deck was noisy in the best way. Of course, he's out here playing hero. The voice cut across the water like a whistle. Veronica in white again, sunglasses on. Greg behind her. "You can't be on deck," Sarah said. "Safety rules." Veronica smirked. "Since you left Mom to sell her wedding ring to pay for Dad's surgery?" "You mean the ring you pawned 3 years ago after Adam bought it back once already?" Sarah asked. Cool and steady. Veronica's face froze. She hit record on her phone. "Say it to the internet, coach. Say you turned your back while your father limped." I put my whistle in my mouth and blew one sharp blast. 5-minute break. Water. Shade. Reset. The deck cleared. "You owe us," Marcus repeated. "I don't owe you a cent," I said. "You owe a lot of people apologies. I'm not your villain." Veronica's mouth twisted. "You don't get to be happy without us." "That," Sarah said, "is the real problem, isn't it?" Mom stayed quiet. She looked older and somehow clearer. "We're leaving," she said, but to Veronica, not with her. Veronica announced, "You're dead to me," and left. Mom stayed. I brought her a cup of water. "Your father should have told me no," she whispered. I should have told her no. "You can start now," I said. She nodded. We bought a pale blue starter house near the pool in San Diego. We fixed the stubborn front door. We painted the second bedroom green. The part of me that lived unclenched a little at a time. Then Sarah held up 2 pink lines. "Looks like everybody gets to float." My sister couldn't bear how far I'd come. Her meltdown split the family along the seam where I finally stitched my name. I left mid-party and didn't look back. That's not revenge. That's freedom.